Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another Chunithm reaction. Today we have one requested by St. Vina and my executive producers. This is Dreaming by Lamanya. I don't know Lamanya at all, really. I think I've seen the name thrown around a few times. I don't think I've heard anything from them. It's probably just been like chats on my Discord or something. But apparently, according to St. Vina, this one is comfy and relaxing, which is weird considering it's from Chunithm, and I assume that that being a rhythm game would have the usual craziness of a rhythm game. So this might be something very different, but I guess I won't know if I don't listen. So without further ado, let's go! Man, it does sound chill, like already. Whoa. People whispering in my ears. Okay, wait. Hey. Wait a second. We are getting a chill vibe. Ooh! Ooh! Oh dear. Oh god. Ooh. Very sound design heavy. One of my favorites. Oh, I love that thinning out of that snare. I didn't expect that. That's cool. Oh, the change up of the rhythm feel, bro. Dude. You know, if chill was gonna be in a rhythm game, this is a really good blend of chill but also complex rhythms. Like, it's not overly complex by any means, but enough that it wouldn't definitely not get boring either, you know? For players, of course. That was a fucking vibe and very sound design heavy. One of my personal favorites, like I said, so I love this. All right, so this song, as you probably noticed, and I said a few times, all of the rhythm stuff going on in here is kind of the core of this one. There's not too much going on with the melody, which happens a lot in electronic music. They don't tend to focus on that so much. The progressions are either very simple or extremely stripped down to the point of being just like one or two chords, and everything else is just melodic lines and scales built around that. Same thing kind of for this one. I'm not entirely sure what key this is in. It's probably some degree of like a C because of what plays here, so it's probably like a C minor, but there is a little bit of a build here. So this being C minor, not entirely what's going on here. They kind of like stick between these, and just that's where a lot of the core is. It's actually technically more of an E flat than the C minor, but the C minor stuff shows up in here quite a bit as part of the stuff that they run to. But one of the things I found was interesting was this like C sharp or D flat happening right here. They do like this like the thing there. They kind of play around with like going a half step up from what should be there in this key, from what I could tell by playing around. This note, the C, fits so much better than the C sharp does. This D flat C sharp situation doesn't necessarily work most times, but when they have this one show up in here, it kind of just it's noticeable. It's noticeable that it doesn't fit in the key, but also that's pretty common to do when you want something to just kind of feel a little bit off. And for something like this, that makes sense given all the other texture going on, all the other evolution happening here, a lot more just general movement going on. You want to move something up, move something up. That's why I'm not sure what key it's in either, because if it was C minor, this wouldn't be something that you would change. It would usually be the 4th or a 5th that you would change and flat out or make a sharp, something like that, add a 7th, whatever you need to do, but usually it's not the first one, so that's why I can't quite say that that's a C minor, albeit it's probably pretty close. I think the general scale is probably something like this. And I'm not entirely sure what that would be. I think that's like a C minor scale of sorts. Like it might be a different mode or something, but that gets into the music theory stuff. Like I said, there's a little questionable music theory in some of these because electronic music kind of blends more into vibes when it comes to that stuff. But the percussive stuff is where this song shines, as is the case with a lot of EDM stuff in a general sense. They love to focus on the textures that are in here, and I love how much they were doing with this, just shifting things around, having a lot of fun with it. The sound design is the core feature of this song, and that's why it sounds so chill at the same time, because like the overall is pretty relaxing. There's not a lot going on, not a lot of movement, not a lot of crazy scales or anything. This isn't one of those like complextro tracks that has just a bunch going on and constantly adding more. It's just kind of keeping this chill backbeat with the rhythm and everything, but there's plenty going on as far as the textures that they're adding, things like those clock sounds and these like little scrapes and flicks, just different sound design elements to create more of a scope for this song to exist in, and that's what makes these sorts of tracks fun. It might not be that complex when it comes down to what chords they're using, but it doesn't need to either, and even stuff like that C sharp D flat being added in there is still something that changes up the norm and kind of like clicks your brain back into a paying attention sort of space. So you're not just getting bored and falling asleep while listening to it. And also, just as a fun aside, that same scale that I was mentioning there plays a transposed version of the Memories theme from Undertale. It's not the exact same as like the main song, but that is a transposed variant of it that I think might be used a lot of the time because those notes sound very familiar. It's probably used for a lot of covers, for example. But either way, it's just kind of funny that that lands that way, and it's probably why this song feels so calming, because this song seems to float around that. That's why I'm thinking it might be centric around the like E flat, D flat area, because all of these notes fit, but E flat is that main relationship we get with a lot of the notes here. So it's like, why not, you know? But I'll digress on that because I've been yapping quite a bit about it. And like I said, while there's plenty to talk about with this song, it's also not super dense and it's pretty short. So there's not a lot to dissect, just a lot of fun. And I think this is actually a first for me with Chunithm, that I haven't heard a song from it where it's not something super crazy and just going everywhere, doing a bunch of stuff. A really insane sort of beat break track that just has plenty of different influences and all of these different scales and stuff. The speed is a lot lower. So this is kind of nice to know that these songs exist there and that they're mapped on these games, because that's welcoming. Because next month I'm going to be, or probably this month if you're watching it, I've been playing some rhythm games and I'm going to be experiencing that. And I'm happy that there aren't just a bunch of crazy shit, because I'm not good at rhythm games and I know I'm going to be having a hell of a time in the worst way possible while trying to play some of these. So songs like this existing is a very good sign. So I'm very not in the know with rhythm game stuff when it comes down to it. All I've had for experience on it is what's on my channel as far as reactions. So knowing that this sort of stuff exists is all the more important for me to like calm my nerves. So if you're excited to see those, if you're watching this early, or if you're excited to see those watching this around the time I'm probably about done by now, so you can go watch the VODs if you want to. But I do need to be done yapping. So if you have another song you want me to listen to, by all means, drop in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you want to guarantee something, much like Vina did for this one, you can go to my Patreon or my YouTube memberships, where you can force me to listen to something. It doesn't matter what it's from, who it's by, if it's good or bad, none of that matters. That's why it's a guarantee. But if you don't want to do any of that, and maybe just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!